All right. Hey, happy 4th. Again, we're back. As you can see, the sun's currently going down and blasting me in the eyes, but I can't put my window down or else I'm gonna die from the heat. So don't mind me having the holy light on myself. So I got like at least 30 minutes to get some work done, but unfortunately I do have to go to the festivities outside. It's like the 5th stream we did today. Yeah, it's like the 5th stream. We're making good progress. This is as much work as we're gonna get done before I have to go back to work. So again, I apologize for the glare, but I can't put my window down or else I'll die. So we'll just ignore that. Okay. Let's see. Where were we last time? Also, I can drink now. Okay, we can definitely get about 30 minutes done. So we were talking about what running is earlier today. Okay. So, what more can we do? So if I remember correctly, going off the outline, we were talking about, for section 2, was the psychology of being hunted. Okay, so we're putting ourselves in the position of the hunted. Okay. All right, give me a second. Let me actually put that, let me try to put my shade down a tiny little bit. Give me 1 sec. I'll put myself on intermission. Give me 1 sec. Okay, that's the best that I'm probably gonna get it, so I'm back. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right, so we're talking about ourselves as the hunted now. Interesting. As usual, don't mind me. I talk to myself when I'm thinking aloud. So I was able to get some Golden Sun work done. We're almost at the halfway point of the audio. It should be like at least a 30-minute video again, which is fine. I'm fine with doing a 30-minute video on that. And with Battler's thing, we're still in the outline phase. That's probably not gonna be done for a bit, but we've gotten a good amount of work done with that. So I have 11 days left before I have to go back to base. So we'll probably have one more video out before I leave. Lucky for me, it's not that hot in here. This is the worst possible day for me to be working. Just because it's so cool in here, I don't have to worry about passing out from how hot it is. But it's the holiday, so I gotta go party. So hey, it is what it is. If I can wake up early enough tomorrow, again, we'll get some more work done. But I gotta go to another party tomorrow, so maybe we'll get as much work as we can before I have to go out again. I did a video on this before. Running alone isn't terrifying. Running while being hunted, knowing that something relentless is stalking you. This... Wait. That's not gonna sound right. I understand the sense is there. Okay. Running alone isn't terrifying, but running while being hunted, knowing that something relentless is stalking you, unleashes a far more complex and insidious terror. Okay, that's good. I'm using the song as a timer because this is a 30-minute song. Fear is no longer biological. So again, do not drink unless you're an adult. This is a weird hybrid of Four Loko and Fireball. I'm gonna get so wasted tonight. This is my pregame. But wait a minute, you drink like every day. I know. I pregame every day. All right. Running alone isn't terrifying, but running while being hunted, knowing that something relentless is stalking you, unleashes a far more complex and insidious terror. This fear is no longer biological. It becomes personal. It becomes psychological and personal. I like it, but we gotta give a good. We gotta capitalize on that. All right. Hmm. Raw instincts. Certainty. As usual, if anybody ever has a request for a video, just let me know, because this is technically not a request. It's just me doing more videos on taking a different approach to how people view horror games. But usually I do requests. Just let me know what you want me to do. Like, I got a request yesterday just to do Yumineko again. I'm like, hey, fuck it, let's go. All right. Because the only two requests I'm working on is just Golden Sun, which is a very long-term project, because that's a whole fucking game, and Yumineko. So I'm not really doing any other requests besides those two right now. So if anybody wants a request, just let me know. Those take top priority. So I have enough time that I can manage a lot of projects. So I'm just technically only doing like 3 projects right now. But if someone wants me to do another one, I'll do one. So, when the predator pursues, the fear evolves from raw instinct to a cycle of dread, uncertainty. Okay, paranoia's good. At least in my opinion, it is. So. Running alone isn't terrifying, but running while being hunted, knowing that something relentless is stalking you, unleashes a far more complex and insidious terror. This fear is no longer biological. It becomes psychological and personal. When a predator pursues, the fear evolves from raw instinct to a cycle of dread, uncertainty, and paranoia. It's reactive, irrational, and relentless. In horror games, this dynamic is carefully constructed through the design of enemies that don't just appear, they hunt. Shout outs to hunters. You assholes. Again, please don't drink. Terrible habit. Okay. Who the fuck? Interesting. So he hunts. Shout outs to hunters, by the way. My mouse is too good at times. At least this one. I'm not gonna do a horror analysis for this. All right, let's chat for a second. I'm not gonna do a horror analysis for this just because I feel it's gonna be a lot better if I have my other equipment on top of this mic, because I have better stuff. I have godlike things here, quote unquote godlike things. I used to use this for Twitch back in the day, so this is pretty good, but a lot of my stuff back in my duty station is more catered towards doing analysis. Like I have a 4K camera that's a lot better than my camera right now, and I have more soundproofing than I have back here, because right now we're kind of exposed to the elements. Like you don't hear it right now, but there's a party happening out there, so I don't want shit being caught by this mic. You already know how it works. I just don't want shit being caught on this mic, because sometimes my noise gate's not great. So we won't do a horror analysis for this one, but perhaps the next one we'll do a horror analysis, well, movie analysis. Because again, I just don't want this to be kind of scuffed, because God knows what might happen in the background over here. I'd rather do it in an enclosed environment. And I say that as a fire alarm goes off. Honestly, that's the biggest thing I worry about at that place. Just a random ass fire alarm that usually goes off. But here, there's just too many unpredictable things that can happen. Like that storm from last night that pretty much destroyed the house right next door to me. Holy shit. You know what? I'll show this real quick. I just took a picture of this. I have privacy trees, so I don't have to worry about it. But the house right next door to me, they have a gigantic ass. They did have a gigantic ass tree, and it fell on top of that house. I don't know if you guys see this. Yeah, that whole left side of that house is just gone now because that tree just fell on top of it. So they're cooked. Hey, it is what it is. So over here is just way too unpredictable. So I'd rather feel better. I'll feel better doing like a horror movie analysis in the safety of my barracks room, not exposed to random shenanigans in my house. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, they were cooked. There was no injuries, but yeah, that storm just came out of nowhere. Okay, so unpredictable foes that what? That can be okay. Fought and avoided. A good example being hunters in compared to regular zombies. Resident Evil hunters in regular zombies. Give me remake hunters any day. Fuck those assholes. Yeah, we went through a lot of drama together. Fucking assholes. And remake hunters aren't even the worst ones. I know I might say sweepers, but no, sweepers are just unintended toxic. It's the original hunters that are the problems, because they actually have high-low combos. But nothing beats the cheapness of Outbreak Hunters, because yeah, that insta-kill is dumb. Insta-kill is like one of the dumbest insta-kills I've seen in a horror game in a while. So unlike predictable foes that can be fought and avoided through pattern recognition, like zombies, lest we forget the annoying bugs from RE5, but that's a topic for another day. I might do RE5 lore files, now that I think about it. Like right now, I live next to the water, so there's the police speedboats are going by. Yep. Like, the predators in horror games are. I'm gonna try to say unpredictable, but they're. I gotta put an example for that if that's the case. I'll put that in quotations because yes and no. I would say scissor tails are probably one of the most unpredictable enemies imaginable, but that's just that's just a bias for me. But we can figure that out later, because again, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Unlike predictable foes that can be fought and avoided through pattern recognition, predators in horror games are often unpredictable. Probably the alien from Alien Isolation is probably the best one to use there. Yeah, the xenomorph. Omnipresent. So, as I mentioned, this is why I'm not trying to do a horror movie analysis right now. I got my headphones on, but I hear people like arguing outside. That's so bad. And I'm on the top floor of my house right now. Unbelievable. Claustrophobic is good. We can be a little bit descriptive here, so it's not that bad. Again, if I could fucking spell, we'll ignore that. I got like 10 more minutes left. Time flies. Time flies very fast. But I'll have more free time after tomorrow. Granted, I'm still on vacation, but I'll have a little bit more free time. A very scary audio cue that Capcom did well was the remake Hunter screech. That screech is, in my opinion, one of the scariest like audio cues in a fucking horror game. That screech is so high pitched. It's like whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh god, here we go. Here comes the bullshit. But yeah, that screech is pretty memorable. Or the OG liquor noise. That noise. I see the Discord notification. I will check it after this stream. That'll work. Oh man, wow. Drank a little bit too much over there. Holy shit. Okay. So I can say with certainty that not knowing where like a stalker is terrifying in a horror game, especially Mr. X, asshole. But yeah, like not, it's mental torture. Yeah, the mental torture. The mental torture. Running alone isn't terrifying. Running while being hunted, knowing that something relentless is stalking you, unleashes a far more complex and insidious terror. This fear is no longer biological. It becomes psychological and personal. When a predator pursues, the fear evolves from raw instinct to a cycle of dread, uncertainty, and paranoia. It's reactive, irrational, and relentless. In horror games, this dynamic is carefully constructed through the design of enemies that don't just appear, they hunt. OCD! I missed that comma. Unlike the predictable foes that can be fought and avoided through pattern recognition, predators in horror games are often unpredictable, intelligent, and sometimes omnipresent. Platter, my god. They stalk the platter. They stalk the player through dark corridors, shadowed corners, and claustrophobic environments. Sometimes they roam freely, sometimes they spawn in unexpected locations. Yeah, music, that's my cue that I need to stop. Okay, sometimes they roam freely, sometimes they spawn in unexpected locations. Audio cues, the distant footsteps, or growl in the darkness, environmental ambience, cause anxiety and keep the player on edge long before the confrontation. What intensifies this fear is uncertainty, the mental torture of not knowing where the predator is, if it saw you, or if you managed to slip away unnoticed. Okay. Alright, so that's my timer. Music's over. So, again, happy 4th of July, everybody. Tomorrow I'll be up early and we'll do some more shit. So we've gotten a lot of streams done today. We did this twice. We did Battler twice, and I worked on Golden Sun on the side. So we're making great progress. So again, I'll see people tomorrow. Enjoy your holidays, and that's it. We out.